today's Bioscience Top 10 Countdown, we'll be showing us one of the best songs and music videos that have to do with our topic of today, identity. And here's your host, Isabel.
Another episode of Bio's Top 10, where we give you the best top 10 jams of the selected topic this week. This week, we'll be talking about identity. Identity has been a big topic in this millennial generation for this past years. But first of all, let's define identity so that we're all on the same page. Identity for most of us here in the studio means characteristics that make up who we are based on our experiences and our beliefs. Therefore, we'll be showing you the top 10 videos that we think best represent the different types of components that can make up our identity. Enough talking, let's get to the videos.
At number 10, to represent values, we have Logic's Deeper Than Money. In this song, Logic discusses one of the most talked about topics when it comes to happiness, money. In the first half of the song, Logic raps the song from the perspective of someone who values money greatly and relies on it to be happy. When talking about it, he reveals how every aspect of this person's life seems to revolve around money because it means so much to that individual. In the second half of the song, Logic reveals what he values/needs to feel satisfied with his family.
At number 9, to represent traumatic events, we have The Story of Beauty, performed by Destiny's Child. In the song, they tell a story about how a little girl was abused by her father at a young age, which causes her to grow up having many relationship problems with other men. Because she was sexually abused at a young age, she thought that her body was all she had to offer, rather than her personal qualities. She ends up staying with the man who abuses her physically and verbally, but she feels as if she cannot leave him because it is a part of her identity to let herself be treated like this. The song ends stating that they hope that she is able to find her strength and advocating for herself. But because she never did that at a young age, she felt like she can't do it in present time. She identified herself as something worthless.
At number 8, to represent environment, we have Logic's Gang Related. In this song, Logic discusses how gangs often affected his life and how his surroundings limited him, such as not going out in certain times. This often shapes his view on the world and will greatly impact him later on in life. For his brother, it led him to a life of gangs, whereas with Logic, he expressed his thoughts through rap. Either way, where they grew up impacted them. At number 7, representing sexuality, we have Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis featuring Lambert. The song tells a story on how starting at a young age, some people in society are taught that loving a person of the same gender is a negative thing. The word gay has been thrown around so mightily that it has become a part of most people's vocabulary as it refers to something to look down upon. It continues to express the fact that discrimination against anyone is wrong, and we are all humans living in the same world. The chorus continues to say that being homosexual is not a choice and that they cannot change something that is unchangeable. It is something that's a part of them whether or not they get discriminated by it. She wants to emphasize the fact that her love is like anyone else. Love, it completes her, makes her who she is. America the Brave is a phrase inspired by the U.S. national anthem. Ironically, our culture is so afraid of homosexuality and is seemingly afraid of change and progression. At number 6, for religion, we have Kanye's Jesus Walks. Kanye discusses what is wrong with the world, however most of his views align with those of the Bible. Due to his religion, he perceives the world in a certain way. At number 5, representing family influences, we have When Men Can Change the World by Big Sean featuring Kanye West and John Legend. The song tells the story of his late grandmother and how she influenced his life and ultimately shaped him into the person he is able to identify himself with today. In other words, she was a driving force and motivational factor in shaping who he is today. The song continues to use lyrics such as, "My grandma told me if you write your name in stone, you'll never get the white out. I grinded out that black coal, then performed about the White House," which emphasizes that the amount of importance he puts on his grandmother's advice to leave a legacy that is not needed to be written over on. He goes on and says that he thinks that he has fulfilled the word of advice because he has performed at the White House. He loves his grandmother, and without her, he ultimately wouldn't have been able to grow with enough support to become as influential of a man that he is today. At number 4, representing morals, we have Words of Love by Black Eyed Peas. The song is a good example that speaks about morals because throughout the song they are pointing out all these issues that they know are wrong. They're telling everyone that the issues that are occurring are not right and need to be fixed. But words of love. What you believe is right or wrong can impact you and the type of person that you can be. You form ideas and opinions by these morals. At number 3, representing childhood, we have 7 Years by Lucas Graham. 7 Years is a perfect song for a throwback playlist. In the song, the singer sings about growing up with certain expectations in each age, and the song continues, he begins to say things about when he was a certain age and how that leads on to his adulthood. Your childhood is a big part of the development of your identity. Whatever occurs can impact you negatively or positively when you're older. At number 2, representing race, we have Formation by Beyonce. This song was written to empower the African American community during the Black Lives Matter movement. In both the song and video, Beyonce shows that she is proud to come from the African American culture and uses her influential power to send a message of support for the movement. In the lyrics, Beyonce takes the stereotypical affirmations of the African American community and she makes them so people see that she is no different than anyone in the African American community. At number 1, representing identity, we're going to finish this off with The Real Slim Shady by Eminem. The Real Slim Shady presents us with the concept that we are the only ones that can truly be ourselves. Yes, we often have similarities with other people and can indeed be very similar to each other. However, as a whole, no matter how likely we may seem, due to every single aspect that makes us up, our identity is unique to ourselves. So that will be all for this week's episode of Bio's Top 10. We hope you guys enjoyed the songs. And don't forget to tune in next week where we will be looking at a whole new different topic. Bye!